in with Seth.
You got to feel what's inside. Don't let them take you for a fool now. Don't let them take you for a ride.
Welcome to the world, young soul, where untold adventures unfold. Where the moon shine and the sun glow. Plant seeds and see what grows. Water your garden with wishes and dreams. Free like a fish in the sea. But listen to me, not everyone listens to dreams. Some hearts are skipping a beat.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Want to welcome you to another episode of the Lion's Den with Seth, and I'm one of your hosts, Seth. Hopefully everything is good with you, your family, your health, and your mind. All right. Today is going to be an awesome show. We got a nice brother on, we got a good lineup for y'all today, and it's nice conscious thoughts. All right. So we got this brother on, Mike, and we're going to talk about making conscious decisions in this political time frame. All right. But before we get too deep into it, you know what we got to do? We got to bring our the rest of the den in. Big Will, what's going on, bro?
Yo, what's going on, Seth? Another day to do something better, another day to grow. And this is going to be an episode I think many people are going to get a lot from, especially given the climate and the upcoming election, which is critical. So I'm looking forward to it, looking forward to gaining those nuggets and things that Mike can provide. And I'm looking forward to giving something for our audience to benefit from as well. Larry, what's good, brother?
All right. Yo, Big Herm, what's going on?
Hey, not much, man. Just pulled up into my hometown. Y'all know when I'm down here, I'm at my boy Pink House.
Okay. Tell me what up, though?
Hey, he said, what up? Hey, so with this show right here, I look forward to it because we're going to get insight from an elected official. You know what I mean? Somebody that's been elected by the people to do, what the people are asking for. So with this one, I'll ask the audience members this one thing. Even if you are Republican, Democrat, or anything, just try to listen and try to get something about the other side if you can, because we probably cover that a little bit.
Absolutely. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, we want to say thank you. Oh, and if you are on Facebook and you're watching this live, make sure you go to StreamYard.com to allow for your comments to be posted here live. All right. Make sure you go there and check us out so you can interact. All right. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up for Big Mike. Yo, welcome to the den, brother. How you feeling?
What's up, brother Seth? How y'all doing? What's up, fellas?
Man, slow motion, man. Hey, you the man with the plan now. So, hey, the people's champ, right? So, tell us a little bit about the position that you were elected.
Okay, so I am a newly elected Democrat committeeman for Lewis and Clark Township. That area is parts of Hazelwood, Florissant, and unincorporated area. I think that area holds about 22,000 people in the general area total. And what my responsibility as a Democrat... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. Go ahead. My fault.
Oh, what that responsibility of a Democrat committeeman is to, one, keep the township constituents informed to the best of the ability of any changes or anything that's going on, and also to be a liaison between the state rep, the state senators, and any other executive county official that's running in our area that will hold any responsibilities over that area.
Okay. All right. Dope. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So now this is the time. This is time to really take notes. All right. And put your ears close to the ground, because we really are going to have a great conversation. But look, before we get into it, we have to give a shout out to our sponsors. Okay. And we have Miss Tracy Brown. Those of you that don't know Miss Tracy Brown, she is a credit repair guru. Do you understand what I'm saying? Credit repair. She can help you do what you need to do to get yourself straight. Okay. Make sure you give her a call. Her number is 618-560-3688. 8687. She's a retired vet and she knows how to get it in no matter what it is. If your credit is low or you're trying to build up your credit and trying to get a new home, I highly suggest you give her a call. Again, her number is 618-560-3687. All right. Hey, Big Herm, what you got, man?
Hey, Mike, how's it going, man? First, I want to thank you for coming on to the show. My question is for you is you're the committeeman for the Democrats. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, for the Democrat committeeman.
Okay, so you went over your responsibilities a little bit. Is school covered in that? Like how schools are funded? Are you looking at that?
So, honestly, that would be like the school board. As far as with those who are on the Department of Education, right? So I don't have any influence over that decision making or, as far as taxes. What I influence would be the constituents of the people who will vote for the leadership who would make those decisions. So what I found out is that the power is in the leverage of controlling the people or the constituents.
Okay.
So directly, no. I don't. The Board of Education, no. I don't. Like, that's within my area. But the people who are in that, I contact with these people to be like, hey, and I can take any issues, be like, listen, this is an issue that we have. This is what the people are saying. What can we do about it now? That would either go to, the board, or that could go to, higher up.
Okay. So my main question is, when we talk about reparations, we're kind of getting into it real early. Mm-hmm. But when we talk about reparations, a lot of people talk about education reform.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And from your position, have you seen any real talks about what reparations would look like, and if something like that would really be on the table for your area?
So like honestly, the main focus has been right now on policing. It's been on equality and justice. Reparations, what I think about reparations, in my opinion, how I see it, education, I don't see that as a reparation thing. Reparations I see as giving, leveling the playing field, and paying suffering and pain, for the duration, not just for 400 years, but duration from the 60s, durations from the 80s. Sunshine Law Act said that, in California, CIA was involved with the distribution of cocaine into Black neighborhoods during that time in the 80s. That's that in itself, is an act against the people of the constituents. So, of harm. So reparation, I feel like all of that should be amended for, in the aspect of money and credit. More so, I would say credit, and grants, just for as the opportunity to be an entrepreneur and get from up under the umbrella.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a real good one. Big Will, what you got, bro?
Hey, what's going on, Mike?
What's up, bro?
Hey, shouts out to my St. Louis brother. You out there by Moline Anchors and all that, Castle Point.
Oh yeah,
in the area.
I'm close to it.
You got your hands full, brother.
Oh yeah, well, my area is 67, so that is over by. That's not my area. That area, I don't want to say the brother name, but I believe that area, Moline Acres, over there is by. What's the name of it? Spanish Lake.
Okay.
I believe that's with the Spanish Lake. That's not my township. My township, my area is Hazelwood, Florissant, and unincorporated, like by Barrington Downs. Hazelwood
I know
Central.
exactly where you are.
Yeah, Hazelwood Central School District is my location.
So my question to you is, you're pretty much an advocate for the people. What methods are being employed to reach this generation? Because you see a whole lot of old folks making these decisions for a lot of these young folks, and they kind of missing that mark. What are we doing for connectivity to these generations coming up after us? What are we doing to reach them?
So let me say this. Surprisingly, what I have encountered is the older generation are currently trying to pass the baton. They know that they're trying to pass the baton, and they're trying to diversify the leadership. That's what I've seen, firsthand. Now, here's the thing. We have to disconnect the programming of our youth. We have to disconnect the as far as what our youth are listening to and the frequency that they're functioning on. You understand what I'm saying? In order for them to value the responsibility. The older people who are in position of leadership know that they've been in it for a long time, 20, 30 years, right? They see the change in society. They see the change in the demographic, right? And they understand in order to maintain legitimacy, they need younger, fresher, diverse people to be in position of leadership. Now, here's the catch. How do we fight the programming that our youth are under right now in order to value taking a seat of leadership? You see what I'm saying? Now we know that everybody is not a leader and everybody's not cut out to be a leader. Everybody has their lane, right? But the other thing is the whole environment of fear. You have people who are scared to talk to each other. You have people who are scared who will see another person and not address that person.
Can't even say, hey, right?
What's up, brother?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So again, with the whole environment that we're functioning over, that also plays the whole part of passing the baton to leaders and not people who are just, in it to
hold a position
and say, yeah, I got it, whatever. But people who, let me put it like this: I'm not a politician.
Yeah, hey, so
I don't know what people really know what that means. I'm not a politician. Okay, I'm in this to get in position for leverage and to set the bar. When people see me in a position and it's like, yo, that's Mike, whatever, I want them to feel like, yo, okay, we can do this. You see what I'm saying? Only thing we have to do is just do it.
So you know what? That brings a good point and a question from our viewers. Shout out to Miss Hayden. She says, good day, right? She says, how did you become interested in your current position? What steps did you take to get there?
So originally, I was always setting myself up to get in position in leadership and politics. Originally, I was going to run for state rep in my district, but that incorporates basically spending days up in Jefferson City. I'm an active father, and it wasn't good for me. It wasn't a good fit for me. This position right here, I'm home, I'm here, and I'm active. Okay, and it allows me to basically be amongst the people and galvanize and organize our people.
Yo, that's dope. That's dope. Big Herm, what you got, brother?
Hey, Mike. So I got a question about like political parties, right? And so historically, the Black community, it's fair to say that the Black community has voted Democratic for over about 50 years. And a lot of times people will bring up arguments like we voted Democrat this many times, like these many years, and we're not seeing changes in the community. should we go to the more conservative Republican look? I'm starting to hear that type stuff. Would you like to address that?
Sure. So this is what I'll say about change. Change consists on leverage from the people. In those areas where you don't see change, where you don't see a difference in the environment, where you can look and see the neighborhoods and how they're looking and what they're like, okay, that takes pressure from the ground up, right? The whole currency in this whole political thing is people who vote and your votes. This is the level, this is the currency. This is how you manipulate change to your benefit. So if you vote a person in and you just say, okay, I voted, I voted, and I'm gonna go back and let this person do anything, whatever, and nothing happens, you're leaving that person to basically be within the system and work with the system. Okay, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. When we've seen situations of unjust happen, right? You don't see politicians go into their room and go make laws. You see the people get out and they voice their objection to what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? And when you see the people come out in mass numbers, then they say leverage, because now something must be done because these people can vote me out. These people can use the system to make change. You understand what I'm saying? So when you want to see areas within St. Louis change, you must see the people be passionate about that and make change. Because when you get numbers, you have to get what they value. What do they value? What do politicians value? They value people who vote.
See, and we'll put money. And you know what? The crazy part is that that's what we think. You get what I'm saying? That's what we think from the outside looking in. But shout out to another viewer. She says, everything is not on the president. We as people need to educate ourselves and our children on the powers of each branch of government. Absolutely. Right. And if your streets are raggedy, you need to talk to your city councilman. Message. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out. Absolutely right. You know, but hey, look, here's a question too. Someone posted. So what support, if any, have you seen from the BGLO? Do you know what that stands for?
The BGLO?
Mm-hmm.
Now break it down. What that stands for?
You know what? I'm not exactly sure. I thought that you would. So
BGLO?
Yeah.
I don't know that one. All
right. Well, listen, hey, brother, shout out to you, Dion. But hey, if you can put in what that acronym means, because you know it might be something else.
I guess they ain't supporting if we don't even know who they are.
Yeah, and look, and don't give Herm the opportunity to make up some shit, because I'm sure you will, right? But no, but seriously though, this is dope, man. This is here it is. Oh, Black Greek letter organ. Yo.
Okay, I'm not a Greek.
Is okay, right? But so the question is, have you received any type of support?
I've received support, and it was basically the support that I've received has been because of who I am.
There you go.
You know, when I ran and got involved, I basically did it low key, with the small circle. I wasn't out trying to, go full force out their way, I guess, just because I wanted it to feel genuine, and I wanted people to see it as genuine. Mm-hmm. Because when I come back around or double back around, they'll know that, okay, I didn't want to perceive it as, I wanted it perceived as for sure. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to do it because it's what I wanted to do, and I did it on my own. Mm-hmm. So the support that I received hasn't been from the Greeks, but there are people who have supported me who are Greeks. So I haven't had like whole chapters or anything like that who have come out to support. I've had people who are, in fraternities and sororities who have come out and helped, to answer your question.
Okay, and that makes sense too. And the reason I think that's a great question, man, because sometimes we feel as though, if one person we know is in whatever organization, the whole organization has to, buy off on it, right? Or should, or if you think about it, let's say you were in an organization, if you were in a frat, right? If you will receive that same type of love that Miss Harris, right, has received, so I think that that's a struggle. You feel me? Like, hey, are you about helping me out? Are you about helping me out based off of what I can do or my influence? Right. So I think that's very important. Big Will, what you got, man?
Hey, Mike, would you agree that in order to be impactful, that it takes the community and not just a small piece of that puzzle? Because once you finish with that volunteer crew and leave, the same people might come behind you and mess up your efforts. So I'm looking at this to say, one thing is, what type of support do you need so we can help you to get those resources? Because me being from St. Louis, I try to give back at every opportunity. And the second is, when you have a people that have been brought up in chaos, it becomes normal. It's normalized for them not to want anything better. Right. And now we become a reactionary people versus a proactive people, where when we see things that go on wrong from other people, we're up in arms. But when we're watching this stuff go on every day inside that community, we're passive. Can you speak to what you see with that and why that's such a big problem for Black community, especially in St. Louis?
So I guess, like you say, the thing is needed most is to organize. Okay. Like you say, it starts from a small group of numbers of people or volunteers, right? Now, what I found out, what I've seen is the answer is really simple. The only thing that we have to do is ask, right? Only thing you have to do is go and knock on a person's door and talk to them and ask. Take it old school, all right? I grew up on the north side before, my parents moved to U City, okay? And in that era, when I grew up in the city, it was an environment of family and neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? When you went outside and played, you went up and say, hey, can I play? People would talk to each other. The reason why you're seeing so much self-divide amongst our people is because we don't talk to each other. Now, what makes it worse is some people don't know how to talk to each other. Okay, so that's really the real key in gaining numbers and organizing and getting a following to get people to go and make change. If I go to your neighborhood and I start picking up trash, right? And I just do it and I see you and I see you see me and I don't say nothing to you and you don't see nothing to me, then all I am is somebody who's you see picking up trash, right? But if I'm in your neighborhood and I'm picking up trash and I go up and I talk to you, I say, hey, brother, I'm here and I'm picking up this trash. Hey, can you help me? I want to make change. Now you're giving the opportunity for this brother to step up and say, hey, yeah, I got you. And you know what? Let me get my brother and call him and come help. All you got to do is ask. All you have to do is talk. We see each other amongst in passing all the time. But how much do you greet another person? How do you greet that person?
And how do you connect? Absolutely.
So really the self-divide, that's where it stems from, right?
Wow. Yo, that's dope. That's dope. Herm, what you got, bro?
I don't know if you had like a two-tier question. I don't know if I got both of it, but
yeah, I think you did. What you got, Herm?
So my question is going to that self-divide. Because even politically, you know what I'm saying? If you stand on one side of the fence or the other, it's like you don't want to talk or listen to each other. I don't, I'm not speaking for as far as politicians go, because I'm not a politician or holding no office, but I'm talking about like regular people. And honestly, I believe that there's good things on both sides, on all sides. And that's what you need in order to build a community. But it feels like, hey, we can't listen to nothing them conservatives say, they're sellouts, or, or vice versa, that kind of crosstalk. Do you ever see a day where we can just all work together and put the community first?
I mean, like, honestly, that's, you say a day, like, here's the thing, we listen to each other and we function amongst each other every day. You may not know that the person that you work with, what they believe in or what their political affiliations are until you talk to them and ask them. But you may be talking to a Republican, you may be talking to a Democrat. In order to, like, again, to make change or whatnot, you have to work with everybody. I remember a time when Obama first got elected. Obama had close to a supermajority. He had 59 senators and he had the Congress. But what he encountered when trying to do the Healthcare Act, he encountered 11 Democrats who broke away from the other Democrats. They call themselves Blue Dog Democrats, and they slowed things up, right? So again, just because a person has a DRR does not, and it should not mean that they're going to go along with everything that that party says. What I feel is people should be voting and thinking as an individual for what their constituents they're representing, what they want, right? But what the system is you vote with your party. So, and now it's become even more divisive with the current environment. So
hold on, brother. Look, hold on. I got to take a pause there because we're getting ready to get in there. All right, we're getting ready to get it in. However, y'all know what we got to do around this time. We will be right back after these messages. Monique Slater is a top negotiating, award-winning real estate agent in San Antonio, Texas. Her focus is on educating and empowering individuals on building generational wealth through home ownership while providing exceptional service with integrity and excellence. Although her heart is for serving first-time home owners and the military community, her clientele ranges from $100,000 to $2.5 million. Monique has developed an awesome team that can get individuals into a home. Mention you heard this ad on the Lion's Den with Seth and get a $500 rebate from Monique at closing. After servicing in the Air Force for over 28 years, retired Chief Slater has a massive network so she can connect you with an awesome agent anywhere in the U.S., and your referral will get a special gift card from Monique. If you're in the San Antonio area or relocating there, give Monique a call first to help you find your dream home. Her number is 210-237-7268. One thing we can cherish during these times is family dinners. Think about it, the nice, succulent southern fried chicken, baked beans cooked to perfection, creamy macaroni and cheese, cornbread. You get the point. Come check out Kevlar's Grill, where all the meals are cooked with perfection, professionalism, and love. Located outside the Scott Air Force Base back gate inside the VFW is where you can find them. Also, they have military discount for all of our serving members. Give them a call. Their number is 618-416-5700, and that's inside Scott VFW Post 4183. And they also have Grubhub. Call them now and tell them that the Lion's Den sent you. Yo, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Listen, we have a nice show today. We got Big Mike McCullen, right? Getting it in from St. Louis, and he's the city. What is it? It's the Democratic councilman, or it's the man. It's a hell of a title. What is it? How you say it?
The Democrat committeeman. Lewis and Clark Township.
See, too much going on. However, he was elected. All right. And so if you're just joining us, we want to say thank you. Thank you for joining. Make sure you share this and give individuals the opportunity to join in and to be a part of this conversation. And if you have not done so already, understand that we are on StreamYard. So if you want your post to be live, make sure you go to StreamYard on Facebook, right? StreamYard.com/Facebook so that your comments can be posted. So, Big Mike, we start talking a little bit about, this social unrest and how individuals are viewing political parties, all right, and based off of individuals that's in those positions. Now, what do you think? How do you think that's going to influence the voting for the larger election coming here in November?
I think it's going to, it's definitely going to influence it greatly. I think that, let me put this out here. This my thing about the time that we in right now. 2020 is the time of tribulation and exposure. Everyone around you and everything is going to be exposed and coming to the light to see. Racism and bigotry and the people who are in the shadows, thanks to Donald Trump, they are emboldened to show themselves. The time and the hardship that we are facing, this is part of that time, so the strong will survive. To say that with what's going on, I say that to say this: irregardless of the policies or the normal, verbiage that goes along, people are going to vote off of their emotions, right? So the people who feel that there's an adjust going on and they want change, there's very little that could be said to them to change that. And the people who feel that they want things to stay the way that they are, there's very little that anyone is going to say to change that. They're embedded in their belief, right? Only a certain demographic of people who don't find themselves or align themselves with a Democrat or Republican, these few people are the ones that will be the decision makers in where our society goes. How the new generation votes will decide how our society goes. And I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I can dig it. What you got, Will?
So Mike, one of our audience members asked you kind of what motivated you to want to go this direction. I'm gonna say, what was your turning point to say, you know what, I need to do something about this personally. I need to be the change that I want to see. What inspired you?
So 2014, I protested, was down there, the Mike Brown situation. I didn't live in Ferguson, like say I'm close to it, but just to show my disdain for an unarmed kid getting gunned down and shot and killed, that, and after experiencing, the protesting, my follow-up was, okay, let me register people to vote. After that, it was, let me help some other people get in position with campaign and help them, let me volunteer and help them win and get in seats. Let me go to other community organizations and volunteer down there and help them. That's where I met Seth. Okay. And after that, it was, okay, it's time to do something. Right. To be in position in order to influence change. And, I call it pulling triggers. It's like, after so long, you could talk about certain things or you can say what you want. Okay, if you don't see it, now either you're going to do something about it or you're going to sit down and complain.
Right. And yeah. Yo, check this out. Big Pink. He's down there watching live. Shout out to Pink again. So he said that So how much of an influence do you think you can make, and how much will it take to feel like you made a difference? So I think that's a very, very good, deep question, because I'm very interested in, those types of actions in the political realm. But then you never know what's going to happen or what type of impact. You dig what I'm saying? But to his question, man, so how much influence do you think that you can make?
I think I can make influence. I think I can make influence because of what my objective is, what my goal is. My goal is to galvanize the community and the people. My goal is to get really my first number is 10,000 people of my constituents and more on one platform where we can organize and converse, right? When you have that, then you can go and talk to other leadership. Now you have leverage. You have leverage because the value in what these people see is you have people who can influence an election.
Mm-hmm.
If you have 20,000 people, if you have 30, 40,000 people that you are talking to and conversing with and organizing with, you have leverage. You understand what I'm saying? Because in this system, it's about the votes and leadership.
That's right.
And money. But here's the thing about it. As what it is right now, grassroots can supersede a dollar bill. Okay?
That's true.
Person can spend all the money. They can spend, thousands. They can have the most pocket, money. But if you have the people on the ground who are with you, what they're spending for the propaganda means nothing.
That's
okay.
A good point. That's a good point. Big Herm, what you got?
So I got a question about your area. As I think Will talked about it earlier about the history of like the North County Police, right? Is things being done right now that we don't know that? I mean, if you could talk about it, like to help bridge the gap between the police and the community, like what's the way ahead? You know what I'm saying? Because historically it's been bad. And I know the cops got their side, the community got, and the community is rightfully hurt by, actions of the police. Do we know what's the way ahead as far as bridging that gap and like strengthening those bonds and bringing the, peace between the two?
I mean, honestly, here's the thing about policing in our area. I don't know what area, like, in North County per se. I would say that we have more presence of Black police officers than most other regions, okay? And I would say that most of the police officers live within the community. When you have that, you see less of the abuse and brutality by those officers who are touchable with the community. Okay, so when you have a police officer, his family, his kids go to this school and they go to this church and their family members is playing on this team and you interacting and they all function, whatever, this police officer is not going to be the one that goes and beat somebody down unarmed or use excessive force in their community, because more than likely they know the parents of these people, right? So when we see the majority of the brutality of police officers or excessive force is by officers who don't live in the community, who don't have any type of encounter with Black people, okay? And they don't see them as friendly. They see them as a threat.
See.
So here's the thing. I say that to say this. In our community, in North County per se, I don't see that type of brutality, okay? To the extent this was what we've seen before. Like y'all, I don't know, y'all from here or whatever, but I've been encountered by white police officers, I've been encountered by Black police officers, and they basically just do their job. You know what I'm saying? bridging the gap and bettering it. Now I feel that will need to incorporate again communication, and from the people. The people voice needs to be heard.
All right. All right. Okay. Well, no, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Well, look, I got a question though. So what is your plan? What is your plan to involve the residents within the community to, align them with the agenda, your agenda? You get what I'm saying?
So my plan is really to either get them on a social format that we are all on, together, that can be easily versed, either through live stream or whatever, that we can organize, that we can communicate and give message to. As of right now, what it is money is spent for people to go door to door. That takes time. It's 2020.
Mm-hmm.
The time it would take to get the message out, you either got to make a phone call or you got to go knock on the door.
Right.
So my point is to use this time to go cycle back. If I'm gonna knock on the door, I'm gonna knock on the door to give them the opportunity to join, you know what I'm saying, this format, so that we can organize, so that they can be inclusive. They can be included in the discussion.
That's right.
Or the planet. Right now, the way the system is once you're elected, your responsibility, you go and you deal within the system. What I'm trying to do is bring my people with me. I'm trying to bring my constituents with me, involve them in to say, yo, this is what it is, and this is what they want. Then when they're in the know of everything that's going on, they can make better decisions.
That's a good one. But look, check this out, Big Mike. So
yes,
shout out to Miss Sharita. She says, after we protest and talk, do you believe that it's also essential to have a plan with requests and objectives? All right, then follow up with accountability. Because because she said it seems as though that the ball is dropped after the conversation / protest. And I agree. What do you think about that?
I think that's the reason why I decided to run and get involved. Because after that, now what? When you protest, the whole thing about protest, which is essential, is to bring acknowledgement to. You protest to show your disdain for what is going on, right? So once you've shown your disdain, you've shown that you're upset about this and you want change, now what? Right? Then it's the now what? Now it's up to those people in leadership to either make the change. Now they see and they know what you're talking about. What are you going to do? The accountability part is voting.
All right.
Well, after Ferguson happened, the people went out and they didn't vote.
Still, because
the people didn't vote.
And maybe
in Ferguson,
maybe because it was, and this is just me speaking on behalf. So originally, I'm not from here, but was here during that time, right? But maybe let's just say it was so much emotions that individuals couldn't, right, organize in their mind, let alone with the community to say, okay, this is jacked up. We don't want this to happen, but this is how we're going to change this moving forward. You get what I'm saying? Maybe that is what, maybe, I don't know, because I wasn't there, but I did feel the pain. You get what I'm saying? I did feel the pain. Big Will, what you got?
I would say, brother, I was down in Ferguson. I was out with the protests. I was there to witness how things went down on the ground. And when I got home back over here to Illinois and seen it on the news, it was a totally different narrative that painted a very ill picture of the people that I know personally that were there. I used to live in Ferguson, right down the street from that quick trip that got burned down. I was there when they shot the pastor female in her side with a beanbag when she was getting up from praying. I was there when they threw the Caucasian men out of the crowd that was throwing bricks and rocks at the police officer. I was there on the ground, but you don't see that stuff on the news. But I will say this. People always say voting is the answer. But when you vote and they take the back door, or you vote and they lie to get it off and there's still no change, I think that's why people tear shit up. Because what I have seen is people respond to violence. Every change across this nation has happened through a war in most cases. But if you cannot protest peacefully, if you cannot protest silently, what else is there? It's like there's no magic trick to protesting, and I think that people are very tired of that. Me, I don't condone violence, don't get me wrong, but I understand it. That's the difference. I see a lot of people just don't understand when people are at their wits' end. Now it's time to put up or shut up, because I'm like, if your kids out here dying every day from the hands of other people, what would you do if that was your neighborhood?
So
what you got on that?
So let's talk about it. Like, yeah, I was down there. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the night that the videotape was released, I was down there about 11 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? And I had to stop a fight between our own people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we supposed to be down there protesting for a cause, but what are you down there for? You don't know what the next person is down there for. You don't know what people come out for. Like, a lot of people migrated to Ferguson from other places. Like you say, you coming from Illinois, I'm coming from Florissant, right? But what are you there for? This is the reason why I say, like, when you say what is the key is organization. You see what I'm saying? During the civil rights movement, you didn't see them go up without a plan. You didn't see them go to sit-ins without a plan.
Mm-hmm.
They organized. They talked about. They strategically laid down what their map was and said, "This is what we're doing. If you can't adhere to being nonviolent, then this ain't for you." Now, the difference is with a protest, anybody could just walk up and just blend in and join in. And they can disrupt it. They can do something to counter it. They're talking about other people from other factions are doing this personally, not personally, but on purpose, in order to take away the narrative. There's other people that are destroying property in order to distract and take away the narrative. Right?
Are you touching on Black Lives Matter?
No, I'm talking about just the protests in general. Like, listen, the thing about Ferguson protest was like over 100 days without any violence or anything. Right? Up until the announcement, when the verdict came in, and when the tape, you know what I'm saying? Like, I believe the Quick Trip had got burnt down, and then after that there was nothing. You see what I'm saying? For days, only up to that point. So it was a peaceful protest. The act was between the police and the people who was there protesting against the police. And even still, they wasn't destroying property. It was homes. It's homes all around that area. They didn't destroy homes. They didn't vandalize and break in people's homes. They didn't go and steal people's cars, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when you're talking about protesting and you say, like, what's the answer? The answer is organizing. The answer is communicating. You organize and communicate to get a plan of action of change that you want. If you don't, then what are you doing? You just yelling.
Yep, and talking crazy. And that's the problem too, because I think based off of our emotions and how much we hurt, we are loud, but we're not using our voice. You get what I'm saying? We're truly not using our voice. And so you have to organize to mobilize, not mobilize without any organization, because that's when, dumb shit happens, right? And that's when, people get hurt, right? And then the intent isn't met because you never really grabbed a hold of what it is that you want, that's going to help you drive it forward. Big Herm, what you got, bro?
Here's the thing, bro. Like, the reason why it's always important to have somebody who can articulate those things, to be the one who represent and speak on the behalf.
Absolutely.
That can say exactly what the people feel. And again, you only get that when you come together and you organize.
That's right. That's right. Herm, what you got, brother?
So coming from your position, you seem like a person that is very connected to the community.
I try.
Right? So after being elected, were there certain things that you said, you know what, I'm gonna be able to do this, and that, and then you got elected, like, oh, okay, now I can see why I might probably can't
Not
do
yet,
this,
'cause I'm
but I
still
still can do this.
Oh, so basically, look, they they ain't play you yet. Say, hey, look, you here now, but chill out. This is all we want you to do. That ain't
No,
happened yet.
but here's the thing. Like, I'm not functioning under no type of borderlines or borders. Like, I just came from the South Side, stumping for Nicole Galloway. You see what I'm saying? I don't live on the South Side. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I live in North County, but there's nothing to stop me from going over there to help. And this is the mentality that we have to understand and take. Like, just because you live wherever you live, if you want change, to get up and go make change.
That's it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you are hearing this. Hopefully you are hearing this, because we can sit behind our computers and our phones all day talking about what people aren't doing. What are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? Even if you can't go out and protest and you don't see a need for that, try voting. Even if you don't feel like there's a need to vote, educate yourself. You get what I'm saying? Do something. What is it that you're doing? Because if you're not moving that needle forward, you're actually keeping it still. You get
What
what
if
I'm
I'm
saying?
just sharing memes, man? Can I do that? Just share
No,
memes on Facebook?
you know, great question, Herm. No, you don't share memes. But look, at the same time, you think about it. Those individuals that's I guess meme ninjas, because the thing is, you only see them when they're putting out a meme, but after that, they out and about, right? They really not doing anything. So we see where they are, right? But I encourage everybody, man, if you have a voice and you feel that there is a change that need to be made, be a part of that change. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Regardless on what side you're on, be a part of the solution. Big Mike, man, brother, I want to thank you though, man. This has been very, very, very enlightening, man. Very enlightening. But listen, before I wrap it on up, we do have to take one more minute. One more minute, y'all. We got to give a good shout out to our medical coding and billing training. Okay, make sure you give them a call to Physicians Management Services. This organization can help you to get all of the training that you need to stay involved in the medical facility. Okay, that means helps you with compliance, HIPAA, learning coding and billing and charge and entries and all of that. So I highly encourage you to give them a call. Their number is 618-285-8173. So think about it. You want to alleviate college debt, right? Student loans and all of that. You take this class and you can become certified through them, and then you can work in any medical facility. All right, keep that in mind. Again, the number is 618-825-8173. And if you can hear my voice, you can take the training because it's all virtual. All right, so make sure you give them a call as soon as you can. Big Mike, man, this has been real, brother. This has been real. So based off of the state of where St. Louis is right now, if there was one thing you can change, in your current position, what would it be?
And as far as the state of Missouri?
No, in your city.
Oh, in the city?
Yeah. You feel me?
Oh, so yeah, I'm gonna give you this. It may surprise you or not. The thing that I would change would be the radio.
Oh, okay. Speak on it.
I would change the outlet. I kind of touched on it earlier, but I would change, the programming that we are on, that our youth are on. It's the way it is for a specific reason. It's a reason why our community, what they have access to in the music and the content of what it is. I would change it towards we have more dialogue on things that can help us versus aimlessly listening to music that doesn't promote or stimulate any type of mental reasoning to change or upliftment, you know what I'm saying, of our people. The other thing I would change would be the education system. Teachers need to get paid more. There needs to be more value on it. Teachers need to be paid more so that they can value their jobs and value the kids that they teach. You know, my mother was a teacher for 33 years.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? In the community. So these things, you know, I believe this is the things that they started to change to impact our society to what it is now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what? Hey, so ladies and gentlemen, we got another question from Big Pink. So Pink says, Mike, are you planning on moving forward? Or like if you plan on escalating or just staying in the community? Like what's
my plan, honestly, my plan right now is to get at least 10,000 people on a platform that I can converse with and we can organize and we can build. You know what I'm saying? That is my plan from that point, and to really see the influence that we can create with that. From that point on, you know, I really haven't even entertained it yet. Like I say, I only been elected since a month and a couple of days.
Right. Well, listen, just know you do have help if you want it. Yeah,
most definitely, and know that I'm a call.
Most definitely, man. Because it's more than just the St. Louis, you know what I'm saying, area. It's people. It's like a village. You get what I mean? So if one person is hurting, we're all hurting. So it's important that we at least have the conversation to make change, because you never know who knows someone. But man, seriously, shout out to you. Hey, Big Will, what you got, man? Final word.
Hey, thanks, Mike, for coming on and sharing your experience, and for your efforts alone for giving back to the community that I love dearly, man. I'm St. Louis to the day I die, man. But what I want to leave with the audience more so is that self-accountability and being willing to make other people better. But in order to make somebody else better, shouts out to TK for this one, it's kind of hard to call dirt out on other people when we got dirt in our own eyes. We got to clear our own vision so then we can see things more clearly. So I say be accountable, but be willing to put yourself in that fire to cause progress and change. Don't depend on nobody else, because we all we got. Shout out to you, City, on that one.
Most definitely.
That's right. Right. Good work. Big Herm, what you got, bro?
Hey, Mr. Mike, first I want to say thank you for not just standing on the sidelines. You know, you felt like there was a need that you was going to be able to fill. And instead of sitting on the back, like, you know, what does he call it? Monday morning quarterback. You went out there and got involved. So much respect to you for that. For the audience members listening, no matter what your political affiliations are, all I ask is that you keep an open mind to the things that come to you. Listen to everything with open mind. Don't focus so much on what their political background is, because I mean, it might not always be right, but you might learn something from what you perceive as the other side.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You're absolutely right with that. And I would also like to add too, ladies and gentlemen, to his point, educate yourself. Okay, educate yourself. We have so many talking heads and gray noise out there that is telling you what to think. You understand? These the advertisement and all types of the radio, it operates in order to change the way you think. Okay, and to talk to you, communicate with you subliminally. So what I would like you to do your research, find out who you're running for, do background checks on them, look at the things that they did in their past, right? Everyone has a track record. Take your time to do that. And also, it might sound cliche-ish, but be like Mike. You get what I'm saying? Be like Mike. Listen, if you don't like what's going on in your hood, I'm from Detroit. If there was something that I did not like, I would get involved. You have individuals out there that say, you know what, there's no need to go vote, but they still talking shit and complaining. Well, but this is going on too, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so did you vote? You almost don't even have a card to even talk nothing, because you ain't even vote. You're not even using the voice. You feel me? So I highly encourage you, do your due diligence and then step out, right? Educate yourself. See what you can do in your local community. everybody worrying about what's happening in November. You're not even focusing on what's happening right now in your neighborhood, because the things that's going on at Capitol Hill, if you will, chances are you may or may not be in a position where it's going to affect you directly. All right. So connect with the things that will affect you and your community and your family. All right. But listen, Big Mike, what you got, man? Final word for the audience, man.
I'm gonna say this. Let's value ourselves more. Let's learn to love each other. And as men and black men, let's fall into what we're supposed to do, and let's be protectors. We can't function or progress in a position of fear. If you're in a position of fear, how can you ever leave the plantation? Right? So let's kind of tap into, the roots of where we came from and how we got to evolve to a certain extent. And I'll just leave it at that.
That's right on. So, hey, where can people find you at, Mike?
Oh, bro, I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. So on your social media, is anything like, is there a way?
I'm on Facebook. I don't have my plugs yet on that, but I'm on Instagram.
Mhm.
I'm working on that right now to get something in order to make it where it's more open to the public or whatever. So I'm working on that. But yeah, I'll circle back with that.
Right on, right on. Well, look, shout out to you and your cousin D-Nell for helping out, and linking us up.
Most definitely.
Because it's all about family, man. And if we wasn't there in better, what is it? It's a better family life.
The family life. That's where we met.
That's right, man. So it's about getting outside your own crib and getting it in. But ladies and gentlemen, want to thank y'all for being a part of the Lion's Den. This is what we do. We're going to see y'all soon. All right. We're going to see you next week. Y'all be easy. Later.